Go ahead, guys.
You share?
Yeah, it's a little lopsided.
Any update on St. Gerard and when he might be returning?
No, I don't have one on him right now. He's gone for personal reasons. I don't know how long it's going to be. Yeah.
Coach, you guys, 3 games in 4 nights here, and, holidays, all that stuff. The schedule being a little bit more, ramped up, make it easier to maybe kind of turn the page on a game like the other night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Better than having a lot of time in between. I think that's a hard one to get over because there's shock, frustration. You feel like, even though it wasn't our best performance, like we were in a position to grab points out of Nashville, and sometimes you need to do that. You're not always going to be at your best, and we didn't. So, kind of frustrating. But I think regardless of had we come out of there with 2 and won the game 3-2 and grabbed another couple points, I think you still got to turn the page, especially when you're going to face a team like Vancouver, right? Like you're trying to stay even keel after wins and losses. I think there's lots of positives from the last handful of games that we can take that's kind of leading more to playing to our identity and suppressing chances and being able to create out of that, in the previous games. So that's what we have to focus on going into tonight's game.
Is that one of the stranger bounces you've seen in a game?
Yeah. I still don't. I've looked at it. I think it was, the time, the pressure, the maybe a little indecisive from Kale what he was going to do with it, and then, it ends up going off the glass, funny, and then right back into the net front when we're going for a breakout. So it was. You don't see it often, but it's something that you just got to wash and get over it and move on, And especially, again, a team like Van, they're cooking with gas right now, and in all areas of their game, and we have to be sharp tonight. We got to get to our identity early, and we got to have to stick with it for full 60 plus.
I'm sure about turning the page and how challenging that can be. This might be an interesting question. Bear with me. Are there any type of mental exercises that some of the guys do, you think, to really put things past them, or is it just they're pros and they just have to move on from it?
Yeah, I think everyone deals with, frustration, anger, loss, whatever it is, differently, right? That's more individualized and team-oriented, It takes me a little while sometimes, but I like to get out and do something not hockey related, like on a day like yesterday. And I like to put the right amount of work into reviewing the game and taking what I need out of it, and then taking a break before I start on the next opponent. And once you start kind of working and thinking about the next opponent, then you really have no choice but to put the past behind you. Otherwise, you're not going to be in the moment and in the right headspace to have success in a game like tonight.
I'm sure you've looked at a lot of the game tape already for Vancouver. They have pretty much the same core the last 3-4 years. What seems different about them this year?
Well, they do have some nice additions that have helped them a lot, okay? And some from within. Like, number one, Demko's healthy, right? You got a goalie who's giving you a chance to win every night. Roenick on the back end, really nice player, and they found a fit there. I think the rest of the group, they're impressive. There's some numbers and analytics that have changed for me. I think it's a maturity of their group, new coaching staff, buy-in on, to me, Vancouver probably used to be a little run and gun because they were really offensive, and it's a maturity of their team now, the way they manage the puck, take care of the puck, check the puck back, and then still having the confidence and ability and skill and speed that they have always had, now is a little bit more selective, and when they make plays, they can really hurt you. So they're shooting really well. Their goaltending has been great. Their defensive numbers are good, and their offensive numbers are off the charts.
A lot of us are looking forward to this matchup tonight between McCarr and Hughes, both players just unbelievable to start this season. What do you see in terms of their similarities and differences as players? Because they're both producing so well offensively, but further than that.
Well, I think there's a lot of similarities, but I also think there's some differences in their game. Now, I haven't seen Hughes for a while, every year, like remember, keeping in mind, these are young players, so they're changing and evolving and improving and it's obviously elite skaters, both of them, really able to challenge forecheckers, defender or guys defending them one-on-one and create space, and then it's the decision making after. That's one of the big similarities for me. They both can shoot to score. They both can distribute the puck after they beat a guy one-on-one. They're never really just going to give it up to you just because you go at them and try to check them. They're willing to challenge you and play you hard on the offensive side of it in different situations. And that's this, in reality, that's the strength of both of their games.
You get a power play goal last game, but Johansson has been kind of a moving piece between both units. Are you looking for something a little more or different from the power play on the whole?
Yeah, wanted to score more. So I think they both, like Drouin and Johansson, both bring like a little bit of a different skill set there, right? Like Joe helps you start in the offensive zone with the puck a lot. Like his PP face-off winning percentage has been really good. He's been a decent net presence for us in deflecting goals and or shots for goals and being a part of it really around the paint. Val's has done a really nice job of that here recently, but Joe's been part of it. Drew, I think, a little bit quicker, distributing the puck throughout the zone, being able to maybe get a little bit more creative with some movement with Mac and Mikko and Kale up top. I think he has a strength in there that we haven't quite seen yet that we'd like to explore.
With Caleb Jones, like, if he was a traditional call-up, maybe you would, I don't know, do you evaluate him differently than you would if he was like a more traditional call-up coming from the minors? And I guess you've been pretty complimentary of him so far. Just how is he doing?
Yeah, I think he's been playing great. I think, like if you watch the games, there's no big major mistakes that are leading to, great scoring chances against or goals against. So there's one. There's a check on the plus side when it comes to his defending. The way he can move, skate, ability to kind of break us in and out of the zone and still be a part of it up the ice. I think we're just sort of scratching the surface with that. But it's involved and it's helpful, and he's got a good shot, and every game he seems to make a play or two, whether it's through the neutral zone or in the offensive zone, that helps us to create or sustain plays. So I see him as a 200-foot guy that can both defend and still help. Do I evaluate him differently? I don't know. I'd say I'd probably expect a little bit more out of him, having been in the league and spent some time, especially now that he's spent, a handful of games with us. It's still about being able to, do the job and not just, stay level, but try and help above that and make a positive impact on the game. And, when a call-up player does it, he gets rewarded. When a guy like Jonesy does it, he gets rewarded. When our guys that are, will still have ebbs and flows in their games from period to period and game to game. When they're playing real well, we try to get them on the ice more. That's our job. So, but overall, I think he's done a nice job for coming in. I'd like to see it continue to improve.
Okay, thank you, Drew.
Yep, thanks.